Hey, I got a Discord channel. Join that or whatever. Yay. Hello, my name is Sidbeast and you can call me B, and I'm playing some Nyan Neko Sugar Girls stuff. Yeah. This would be a one-shot video. 2 games. I got this one, Nyan Neko Sugar Girls Republic, and what's the other one? Okay, anyway. Also, look, listen.
Don't you just love mochi ice cream, Koneko-chan?
It just plays audio from the... It just plays audio from the...
I'm really full now. Come on, let's go home.
Just plays audio
Okay, let's go.
from the actual thing. Oh my god.
Ohio!
The little squiggles look funny. Also, if you don't know what Nyan Neko Sugar Girls is, it's an amazing anime and you should watch it. It's all on YouTube. It's perfect. Perfection. Just trust me. I own the physical copy.
Anyway, Gomen, Watashi will be on track now. It's the year of 49 BC, that's it. The heart of the Roman Republic, that's Ooh, Watashi can't get enough of the squiggles. Konikaku, that's Nihongo for anyway, I'm gonna taku nya. I'm your reliable narrator.
Nya Rawr. Yes. Nya Rawr.
Watashi will guide you through your fantastic... Wait, Watashi will guide you through your fantastic woman. That's Uwu speak for Roman adventure. Oh, woman adventure. I hate to ask Demo, but who will Anata play with during this game? In case Anata doesn't know, Itoshi is a hot guy and Koneko is a beautiful lady.
Just to Koneko. Ohio. Watashi Koneko-chan desu. She's beautiful. Watashi a Roman senator, and Watashi loves mochi ice cream. Don't tell anyone, but Watashi has a crush on another senator. Watashi am going to confess today.
Just another day in the Roman Senate. Demo, Nani is this? Demo, Nani is this? Anata's Kokoro is going doki doki. OMG.
OMG, it's her.
Ohio, Koneko-chan. Kawaii desu ne.
Hi, Raku-chan. It is very sugoi indeed.
Huh? Koneko-chan, be careful or your Kokoro will doki doki too fast.
Anata is right. I must stay strong.
Yay! Go get her, Koneko-chan.
Raku-chan, would you?
Huh? What is it, Koneko-chan?
It's just Watashi, Caesarus. So I already played this on stream before, but I realized like I missed like one of the choices, so I'm playing through it all again. Sumimase, Koneko-chan. Demo, it is time to start the Senate meeting. Oh, you're right, Cicero-san. Gomen.
Kuso! You get her next time, Koneko-chan.
Arigato, Nya Rawr. I just hope Raku-chan returns my feelings for her.
Don't worry, Kaneko-chan. It'll all be daijobu in the end.
Anata is right. Tonikaku. Tonikaku Watashi has to do this Baka Senate meeting now.
Saya. Roman politics aren't nearly as interesting as romance.
Mina, let's start this meeting with a dance party! Not sure if I can play this. Well, sure enough, we'll probably be fine. Tonikaku. Caesar-sama. Ohio. Cicero-san. Nani?
Gah! Is that dirty Caesar-sama desu? Raku-chan has a...
Oh, oops.
Raku-chan has a crush on this dork. Ohio, Caesar-sama.
Demos
Caesar-sama has a crush on Cicero-san, so everything's all over. It's over.
Cicero-san. Watashi miss you so much. Grow up, Caesar-sama. Of course, Watashi wouldn't miss you.
Ah! Cicero-san is such a tsundere.
Tonikaku. Nani her Anata doing here? Anata is supposed to be in North Italy. Oh, Watashi, I'm taking over the Senate. Ooh. Nani?
Nani happened next was a 4-year civil war, which had nothing to do with our main characters. Which had nothing to do without main characters. All of them sat around during this time waiting for Caesar-sama to come back to the city. Mate, here comes Kaneko-chan desu.
Sigh. With all this Civil War business, how am I Watashi supposed to ask Raku-chan?
Caesar-chan.
Ask Raku-chan, Nani? Kaneko-chan. Oh, Caesar-sama. I mean, San. Oops, wrong guy. I'm sorry. It's nothing. Daijobu desu, Kaneko-chan desu. Anata can tell me anything. Arigato, Caesar-san. Desu just.
Let's tell him.
Well, Caesar-san, Watashi am planning on asking Raku-chan on a date. Why didn't Anata say so? Watashi will help you out. Oh, arigato, Caesar-san.
The two discuss ideas about how Raku-chan will be won over in a single date.
Arigato, Caesar-san. Nada has been a big help. Mochiron, Kaneko-chan. Anything for a fellow senator.
Speaking of mochiron, it's time for me to have some mochi ice cream. On the way, one way or another, Kaneko-chan succeeded.
Arigato, player. Anata got Raku-chan and Watashi to date.
Kaneko-chan! Daisuke! Ashiteru!
Oh, Raku-chan. Watashi daisuki too.
Thank you!
That's beautiful.
Get a room! I don't wink. Arigato, player, for making our love possible and for playing this game!
It was beautiful. Oh yeah. If you pick Hitoshi-san, it just Kaneko-chan.
Let's don't tell him.
Nade mo nai, Cicero-san. I was just worried about the Civil War and all that.
Watashi understands. This is really weird, Des.
I know, right? Caesar-sama is being a big baka right now. Anata can say that again, lol. Lol.
Nani? Who's this? Oh, do we have Kaneko-chan falling for Caesar-san instead of Raku-chan?
I wonder what... I think this was the one I missed. I didn't ask Cicero out. What would happen? Well, Cicero-san, since you're here, Anata perhaps want to. Cicero-san, I'm back. God damn it.
Anata has the best luck, lol. Seems like Anata did not get Kaneko-chan her date.
Demo is not over yet. Watashi still has time to ask out Raku-chan.
Konnichiwa, Kaneko-chan. What you up to?
Oh, Raku-chan. Watashi just...
Looks like it'll be fun for a little while longer. Thanks, player, for playing this game. Raku-chan is the only one!
Of course not. Nya Rawr, how dare you suggest that?
Go man. Watashi's just playing a prank.
Well, that's not a very Sugoi prank.
Watashi doesn't even have any feelings for Anata in that way. Anyway, so good thing that was just a prank. Hi. Watashi gets it. Watashi will not make such silly jokes anymore. Demo, the looks on your faces was so sugoi! Uh-oh. Demo, is that? Kaneko-chan, what are you doing talking to Cicero-san so much? Are you two on a date?
No, we're just talking, Ann.
Watashi can't believe Anata.
God! Dang it!
Looks like Kaneko-chan is in some hot water. And Nekos don't like water. Unfortunately, you did not do Sugoi. Anata did in fact an epic fail. Oh, go in. This is a very sad time. Anata didn't let Kaneko-chan get a date. She is so sad right now.
She looks so sad right now.
Wow, Watashi can't stand seeing her so sad. Look at her with her. She looks so sad.
Don't worry, Nya Rawr. I'm sure one day love will find Watashi.
Kanpachi, Kaneko-chan. And arigato, player, for playing this game.
No, screw it. Let's get them their happy ending, and then we'll move on to the next game. Oh, Raku-chan, Watashi daisuki too.
Yay, they're together.
We did it. We did the game. What a masterpiece.
There we go. Ah ha ha. Na 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 da na 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 da na 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 da da pa pa.
Kaneko-chan. Is KMM is something murder? I don't know what the title is. The morning sun causes my eyes to shut as I step out of the front door. The smell of fresh cut grass engulfed my nose, but this feeling was usual. This was my routine. I get on a pair of sneakers and a long green dress, ready to visit Raku-chan. In mere moments, I found myself at her apartment doorstep, wondering if she was still asleep. Raku-chan? There was no response. I gently opened the door. I felt the doorknob, twisting it slowly, and to my surprise, it opened. I'm coming in. Please, Lord, it did kind of feel like I gently opened the door moment. It's like, damn, we just opened the game. The apartment was almost empty. Boxes piled against the walls towered over the rest of the small living room. It was an unusual sight. Are you still asleep? I slowly made my way towards her room. The door was slightly cracked. With the smallest push, it opened. Her room was quaint, humble, with only a small twin-sized bed and a dresser. On top of it was a picture. I stepped closer to get a better look, even though I'd seen the photo a million times. No, It was Raku-chan and I at graduation. She just couldn't stop crying, even for the photo. And that's when it hit me. Raku-chan isn't here because she's dead! I remember it so vividly. How I was too late. And how her body was covered with a tarp. It looked so inhuman. Imagine her body was too gruesome. Her limbs sprawled across the ground. It was no wonder they covered it. The police didn't want to talk to me. They seemed too busy with cleaning up the mess she had made in her passing. I remember the attempt of a funeral. It was rushed because of the state of her body. Only a couple close friends could make it in time. I don't remember what I said that day, if I said anything at all. I just remembered an agonizing feeling of loneliness. But quickly after, anger. Her killer was still out there. And I had to find them.
Day 1. So she didn't die from rabies or a broken kokoro?
The college campus was barren, mostly because of how late in the afternoon it was. There was no other time to talk with Nya-senpai, who was currently working towards a doctorate in biomedical engineering. We had decided to meet up at the courtyard, where in college we would frequently eat lunch.
Koneko-chan.
Nya-senpai looked exactly how I expected. Neat, orderly.
What do you wish to talk to me about?
Nya-senpai smiled, something I haven't been able to do lately. It's about Raku-chan. I know in college you two were closer. I don't hear any music. Not sure if there's any music in this, so I'll probably add some in post. Her eyes seemed to soften at the mention of Raku-chan's name. Did she have any enemies? Anyone who held a grudge against her? Nya-senpai's gaze immediately hardened. She was clearly hiding her judgment.
What is this for, Koneko-chan?
Raku-chan's killer is still out there. Nya-senpai let out a long sigh.
Koneko-chan, there's no killer.
How could she...
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. How could she say that? Do you not want justice for her death? I could feel my face begin to heat up. Nya-senpai noticed it too.
Raku-chan didn't die for you to be acting like this.
She didn't die, she was murdered. My shouting caused Nya-senpai to flinch. Felt like apologizing, but what could I even say?
Koneko-chan, you should go home.
Nya-senpai gently bowed her head before turning around, leaving me speechless and alone. Why doesn't she understand?
Day 2!
This time I intended to go for a more direct sauce. Bokutachi-san. He had been the first to contact me after the funeral, asking if it would be better to sort through Raku-chan's belongings together, though I entered the call as quickly as I could without directly answering him. He had barely gotten to know Raku-chan, yet he managed to wiggle his way into the funeral. I despised him for it. How he attempted to look remorseful as her body was lowered into the ground. He had moved in with Hitoshi-san a couple weeks after they got together. Every time I visited, only Bokutachi-san was home. This time it was the same. Why is he actually kind of cute in this? Bokutachi. I think in the actual thing, he had like a very stereotypically gay voice. I'm not sure if I can do one of those.
How are you, Koneko-chan?
I can't.
How are you, Koneko-chan?
He spoke with the same gentle candor he always gave me, a pitiful remorse. Is Hitoshi home?
No.
Do you know when he'll be home? I need to speak with him.
I don't think it's a good time.
How come?
He's been rather depressed since the funeral, especially after what happened.
I I remember yelling at him after the casket had been fully lowered. My shouting was rampant and hazy, a mix of insults and threats, but eventually it turned into sobs. Everyone left me to cry at a grave. Everyone but Hitoshi. She said she wasn't murdered, but her limbs was like all over the place. Was she like just... So like an accident? You should be able to talk briefly. I can't force him. Just make sure he knows I want to talk to him. Bukatachi-san paused for a moment, gripping the side of his shirt. What do you want from him? What I want? Talking to him... Oh, my bad. Talking to him won't bring her back. Similar heat to yesterday began to swell. I feel myself preparing to shout, but he held up his hand. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I shouldn't say that to you. It's just... It seems stuck in a loop, continuously looking for answers that don't exist. I feel bad, really. Don't feel bad for me. I quickly turned to leave. This is going nowhere. Wait! Bukatachi-san handed me a slip of paper. I opened it to see a small written address. Hitoshi-san has been hiding out at my old place. Don't tell him that I told you. Before I could thank him, he stepped inside the house and closed the door. Day 3! There was an intense smell of booze coming from the apartment. I didn't even step inside, but I could already imagine the state of Hitoshi-san. When I opened the door, I saw him slumped over the living room couch. He seemed asleep, but his eyes were open. Hitoshi-san, I need to speak with you. He shifted his body slightly, attempting to raise himself from the couch, but he gave up part ways and sat up. Kaneko? Kaneko, why are you here? Nya Rawr. Her words were slurred. Making any sort of progress with him in this state would be impossible. Is this your way of coping? Getting wasted? He lifted his head and looked up at me. I felt a deep pity form in the back of my throat. I didn't want to feel it. I was just so angry. So you ran away from Maku-chan's murder? His head seemed to perk up at the mention of murder, but it was only brief. No, I was mad at myself for leading Raku-chan on. Once again, and at this point I expected it, as well-formed. Does it take her death to realize what you did wrong? He stopped responding, almost afraid of the yelling that would follow from my lips if what he spoke was wrong. Toshi-san, please. I found myself crouching down next to the couch, lowering myself so we'll be at the same level. Please tell me you have something that I can use to help Raku-chan. He quickly dropped the empty beer bottle. Vet Sama has the autopsy. I read it, you should too. I watched as his eyes slowly closed and the energy to hold himself up began to dispel. I gently stood up and covered him with a nearby blanket, watching his chest rise and fall the same way Raku-chan's did. He was also hurting, and for a moment a part of me felt exactly similar, as much as I despised that conclusion. Day 4! It was after hours at the veterinary office. Most of the overhead lights seemed to force themselves on when I walked down the slender hallway. Vet Sama probably assumed that I'd show up because she didn't even question why I was in her office. Then he stared at me and weakly smiled. Hello, Kaneko-chan. She fixed the ends of her skirt and walked over to me in the doorway, a clipboard in hand. Bukatachi-san told me to save a copy for you, though I hesitated. Learning about the specifics of a close staff usually does more harm than good. There is a relaxing nature of the unknown. She held out the clipboard and I quickly took it from her hands. The document was painfully short, no backside. I had managed to read most of it in one quick glance. The word accident was plastered all over, between medical jargon. But there wasn't any accident. It was classified as an animal attack, a squirrel. A rather cute one. Had bitten Raku-chan and given her rabies. I don't know why you insisted on so much to see this. It's not going to help you move on. I don't intend to. I quickly handed the clipboard back. Raku-chan's murder. The squirrel. Why haven't the police done anything? Because it's a squirrel? Oh, pfft. Because it's a squirrel, Kaneko-chan. What's the point of arresting a wild animal? I don't want to answer her. And if you find it, what then? Will you attempt to enact some twisted revenge? How could that possibly help you? I didn't want to face her. The conversation was too much for me, but she insisted. Everyone is worried about you. Please stop running after something you don't even intend to catch. The blistering heat was stronger than ever before. What the hell are you talking about? You think I don't intend to get revenge? I think this is a distraction.
Weather, with a high of 62 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 42 degrees.
I think this is a distraction, one you masterfully created. The swelling of my forehead was too much to bear. What are you getting at? You can't accept that Raku-chan's dead. I don't remember how I left, but in the mere moments I was outside of the veterinary office, my head was pulsing, screaming at me to lie down, but I couldn't. There was only one thing I could do. The rain started to gently pour as I made my way through the cemetery, partially reading the names of her neighbors. She would be here forever. That idea comforted me. Her grave still had a continuous supply of gifted flowers that I dared not to touch. She was only a few feet below me, sleeping, a kind, undisturbed rest. She wasn't allowed to say goodbye. She wasn't allowed to a goodbye. It's probably happened too fast for her to truly understand that she was dying. For all she could have known, it would only be a short nap. It was so unfair. The weight of my body crashed from underneath me. I fell pathetically on top of her grave, disturbing the gifts around her. My hands clawed into the ground below. My head was the only thing keeping me from fainting. Pain too extreme to ignore. I just want to see her again. End! Damn. Let's find the killer. I've been avoiding the place of Raku-chan's death inadvertently, but this time I directly walked across the path where her body was. This was its territory. From above, I heard a faint rustle, the sound of something jumping between the trees. I looked up to see a flash of a brown blob lunge itself towards me. A pair of sharp claws dug into the side of my hand, but I quickly latched onto it. Hopefully you get your rabies shot after that. It was the squirrel. A deep-rooted smile spread across my face. It wriggled and clawed, attempting to get out of my grip, but I only squeezed it harder. This was Raku-chan's murderer. It desperately squealed as I wrangled the air out of its lungs. This is what it deserves. His eyes began to water as its energy seemed to soften before falling limp in my hands. I released my powerful grip and it slipped between my fingers, hitting the ground. Oh. Instead of being like all that serious and stuff, it was dead. And I killed it. My head stopped swelling. Raku-chan is really gone. And, well, maybe we're going to be programmed. Yep, I wanted to KMM. Yep. Well, welp. That was a bummer. Both of those games are free. If you're a fan of Nyan Neko Sugar Girls, I would recommend getting them yourself and stuff. Just, for the love of people making fan art and stuff, I guess. But yeah, I had fun and stuff for sure. Even if it got a little dark there at the end. But yeah, see you next time. Bye.